welcome back to another edition of Journey to the Darkside. I'm Daniel.
Simon.
And yes, we're closing out 1994, and we're doing it in a big way.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What event are we looking at here?
Survivor Series 1994.
Nice.
November 23rd, 1994.
Ooh.
The Freeman Coliseum in San Antonio, Texas. What kind of attendance do you think we got on this one?
I was going to try to make a Boondocks reference there, the Freemans, but I fumbled it already.
Catcher Freeman?
Let's say, guys, the SummerSlam is fucking huge compared to Royal Rumble. I'll split it 15,000.
Business is down by 10,000.
10,000. God damn. And SummerSlam had like 20-something people there.
23,000.
Bullshit. Okay. God damn. Business is down.
Maybe they do better than North.
What's the main event on this pay-per-view?
Oh, I believe it's the one. Yeah. Sorry. We prepare heavily for this.
Only the best for you guys.
Okay, I wasn't sure if this was.
Oh, yeah. it is. It's alright.
Undertaker and Yokozuna.
Oh, the rematch.
With a special guest referee.
Oh, my God.
Well,
who's the...
I don't know why it says that, and he was announced as that, but we'll get there in a second.
Yeah. We'll definitely build up to that, but who was that special guest referee?
Walker, Texas Ranger himself.
Yes!
Chuck Norris. And, side note.
Yes, no, go ahead.
You don't know how many, endings of episodes of Walker, Texas Ranger I've seen. Probably every one of them.
Everybody out there same way, because we all tuned in 5 minutes before Raw.
Well, because they do their pre...
Yep, and then you'd even see that, because they'd be like, oh, we're getting ready for Raw here, just stick around. And then they cut back, and then you get the little ending there. And
usually they're in the bar drinking and laughing. And yeah, I've seen the end of every Walker, Texas Ranger.
Brilliant. It's fucking brilliant.
Great show, I tell you what.
Oh, you know what? Absolutely. So let's see how it translates over here. So, build up, again. Kind of keep retreading this, but I guess, it's essential because it is the build up. These two guys, 1 year ago, faced off, very first time, met in the ring. That match ended, or at least, their participation in the match ended in a double count out. They, kept brawling. But Taker went after him for the world title in a casket match, much like what we're about to do right here. During that match, Fuji hires fucking 10 people. I'm guessing even more if they couldn't get the job done at 10. And they come out.
Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, and Jeff Jarrett. And they beat him down and throw him in the coffin.
Killed him. Ends
it. And he's gone from TV. Comes back, big resurrection, fights off the Undertaker. And now he wants revenge. And he wants it in a casket match. Like, he set out to put, Yokozuna in a coffin, and goddamn it, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. But this time, they want to make sure that no one interferes. We can't have that shenanigans.
No.
Royal Rumble 94, so we get Chuck Norris. Now, I'm going to tell you both sides of it. When I was a kid, I was out at this point, but I heard about it, because how would you not hear about this match?
Yeah.
I remember being okay with it then, because he's a legitimate martial artist. And for some reason, if you would have been like Schwarzenegger or Stallone, even though they looked more physically imposing, I would have been like, yeah, but they're just Hollywood guys. Like, they're pretty boys. They're made to look big.
Yeah.
They don't translate to actually
they're kind of like pro
badass.
wrestlers.
Right? But like, if you would have been like Van Damme, which his legitimacy has been questioned, but at the time, people was under the influence that he could do it. He competed.
Steven
Seagal, same way. So Chuck Norris has that legitimacy to him. And not only that, but the fact that, I know it's a movie, but the fact that he stood toe-to-toe with Bruce Lee in Return of the Dragon, it's one of the best fucking action movies ever. So it's like, the dude's earned his stripes. So at the time, as a 9-year-old kid, I bought it.
Brad Pitt went toe-to-toe with Bruce Lee also.
He did, and held his own. Oh, love it. And
we gotta get a little Tarantino in here.
Gotta get a little Tarantino. You always have a little Tarantino. It's all good. So I was okay with it then. As an adult, looking back, I'm just like, what the fuck?
So, like I said before, he was on the Wikipedia and on the show. He was announced as a special guest referee.
But he's really not. He's more of an enforcer.
He never got in the ring.
No, he was more like a
I don't know.
Enforcer / body, because he wasn't really an enforcer, because an enforcer is there to make sure that the match plays out. He's really just a bodyguard, because if he would have at any time went there and opened the casket for him, okay, no, didn't shut, he's still in, don't ring the bell yet. That's a special guest referee or a special guest enforcer. This time he's literally just a bodyguard. He's standing guard. And it had to look like he was watching the match, and I'm like, dude, turn around. You need to don't watch what's going on here. You're supposed to be watching that aisle.
Yeah.
It wasn't a great look. He gets a decent sized pop. Yeah. It's funny though because it's like he's not really from Texas, but the character Walker is from Texas.
Yeah.
And didn't he word it like that, like making his home here in Texas or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was just like, but he got an okay pop. I mean, it was.
But he was like in his Walker gear.
Yeah, and that's another thing that's funny too. That I'm coming to later on. But anyway, so there we go. That's the setup. He's out there. Yokozuna comes out, and we get Taker and Paul Bearer as well. Now, I will say, I was half and half on this one. It's weird that, so with like the Undertaker versus Undertaker match, I actually sought that out even when I was in high school. Like, we still had a video store here in town. I was like, I'm going to rent that. I never saw that match. This is a match that I was looking forward to because this was the rematch to like one of my favorite matches ever. And for whatever reason, when I got older, I just didn't care because you don't hear about this one. You always hear about the first one.
Yeah.
You hear it for obvious reasons.
Well, yeah.
But you never hear about this one. And so for whatever reason, I just never... And so I didn't watch it until years. And I mean, we're talking... Well, I have the network officially now, but when I had Bootleg Network and I was getting someone else's password, I didn't watch it until then and sit down and actually watch the match. So this is really me giving my review like from today. In all reality, So I know most matches I'm able to be like, well, when I was a kid, I saw this, and I thought it was great.
Yeah.
No, there was none of that here. Like, I really watched this one kind of fresh out the gate or whatever. So let's get to the actual match. I'll let you go ahead and kick this one off. What you remember from this match wise first?
I mean, it started pretty similar to the first one. I mean, like I said, these guys can go.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I like that because you said on the Rumble match they made it to clear that Yoko was afraid of caskets and they had this whole story and stuff around that. But like you didn't really see a lot of that in this match. I think you get to you see it like he doesn't want to be near the casket.
Yeah,
like, anytime he's Irish whipped into that side, he puts the brakes on, and he'll fall down. It's like just seeing it, like just terrifies him.
He gets slammed on it once. He freaks out like, "Oh shit, I touched it!" And he, backs away. So
on a side note, again, I'm sure it's not the first time, but like, just seeing Yoko like react and kind of be more animated, and stuff like that was pretty cool because like, he's usually kind of a
I was like, up until before he faced Taker, he's always, even when he's going to lose the match, he lost to Hogan or whatever, he was still confident, cool, and collected. And it's the first guy that really shakes him up. Like, even that, when Taker's dead and gone, and he, loses time, he goes on to, fight with Crush, he's still cool, calm. After this, the few times you'll see him after this, cool and calm. But when he's Undertaker, goddamn, he's pussy. He's a pussy. So that's it,
I mean, I don't know from like if I'm trying to be a smart mark about it, but like, or from a creative standpoint, is it like, does it hurt him or help him at all? Like for him to almost break character, and then like you said, go right back to like.
No, not at all. And I'll tell you why. I feel like no matter what, there's always going to be a pecking order. Kayfabe or otherwise, certain wrestlers will always be on top of other wrestlers. Yokozuna is a pretty big beast. And so, this zoo that is Jurassic Park, he's a Velociraptor or whatever, but he's not a T-Rex. He's just not. And there is one T-Rex, and that's fucking Taker. So I'm okay with that. That never bothered me. Even now, I don't. And I think someone asked, kind of going on a weird little side tear, but someone once asked, like, Austin today, like, are you mad you never got a win over Bret Hart? You never actually beat Bret Hart. And he's like, absolutely not. And he goes, didn't need to. It did, wasn't even relevant. And he goes, that's okay for me. Like, Bret Hart is one of the best of all time. And you gotta have people, and that's what I think is lacking from wrestling today is, and of course, I hate to use smarky fucking terms, I fucking hate most of you guys out there. I love you. But, 50-50 booking. You always hear about 50-50 booking. I beat you one week, you beat me next week. Who cares? No one gets over. But it's true. No one does. And the fact that, like, Austin never really did give Hart that stunner and 1, 2, 3, is okay. Like that, it doesn't. Did it hurt Austin? Not in the slightest. Did it hurt Hart? No. It was okay. Rock and Austin had a similar thing. In fact, for years, Austin beat Rock every goddamn night. And it wasn't until that very last match they had that Rock finally gets that win. Did it hurt The Rock? Not at all.
And that's funny that you mentioned that. Again, we're still on this side note here.
Yeah.
Now in modern day, like especially WWE, it seems like they want to distance themselves from wrestling as much as possible.
Yeah.
The term wrestling and wrestler and all this and that.
Oh yeah, all the words to go with it and everything.
But their entire programming is just, and no offense, is just shitty, bland, generic wrestling.
Yeah.
No, there's no stories. The ones that they have are just stupid.
Mm-hmm.
25 years ago, it was all story.
Yeah.
The wrestling was almost just
set dressing for.
It was a backdrop for what was really going on. Like the story, and like we talked about last week about that Taker and Faker match, and then even the Giant Gonzalez match. And I keep bringing the worst ones up in Kamala because the matches were bad, and unfortunately we're just reviewing matches.
Yeah.
But the story was so much more important.
Oh yeah.
Than the actual one-on-one.
Yeah, it to the point where it eclipsed it. It really did. Like at that point, it was all about.
And it's like and they were wrestling, and they were wrestlers, and they were throwing around all those terms, no big deal. And now it's like, oh, we're sports entertainment. But they're wrestling. They're wrestling more now than they ever have, and it sucks.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's like I said, it's sports entertainment. But it's not entertaining anymore. Like it really isn't. It's just bland. There's no, with the exception of a couple. And all you said is, a few years ago, I, not even watching it, saw one match of Bray Wyatt and fell in love. And I was like, I like this guy. And unfortunately, it's like they don't want, characters anymore. They want everybody to be wearing tights and they wrestle. And it's like
20 years ago, Bray would have been.
Oh, absolutely.
I could see Bray and Taker having a feud, Bray and Foley.
Absolutely. Bray, Kane. I mean, that whole batch, the Attitude Era batch, and then it would have bled over to Rock and Austin. It would have been great. But they don't do that anymore. And that's the problem. I think that's what's lacking anymore is, my God.
Is that Yokozuna?
Yokozuna's upstairs. He actually took it. Oh, he's dead. Damn it. It's not Yokozuna.
Oh, he did lose his final casket match.
Damn. But anyway, that's what's lacking is the characters. So look back at these old matches, characters. You know what I mean? Like that's what's so great about it. And I'm not saying it always works, but
it took them a while to find that, to fine tune that, to not be just doinks.
Exactly.
Over the top characters, and inject some realism into your character, and
it's a balancing act. You got to have both. You got to have it where they have over the top personalities, but there's also a human side to them, and that's what the Attitude Era, I think, did perfectly. I mean,
they just don't have that now.
No, they don't. Not at all.
And actually, talking about Undertaker really should have ended probably by now.
Yeah.
95, 96.
Ran his course or whatever, but I think the fact that it's him, and that is him
because it's the gimmick of all gimmicks.
Yeah, and even the fans, Cornette loves it. Cornette, who is the one guy, and he'll even say that. People, I've heard him in different interviews. Will be like, Cornette, you're so anti this, anti that, but you give Taker a pass. He's like, because it's different, and it's true. It's the exception to the rule, and Taker will always be that exception to the rule.
And there may not be a concrete, full-on explanation as to why.
No, I mean I can't explain it.
People may have their theories and their personal opinions on it, but I mean, really, it's just it.
But how it took hold, I know why I like it. I know why I like it because it's the whole. We discussed what we're doing the show.
Yeah,
we're horror people, but that's the entire wrestling world embracing it. They're not all horror movie guys. We are. They're not, and yet they've all embraced. Even now, the smarkiest of the smarkiest fucks out there will still be like, "Well, Taker is different. That's different. That's different. Yeah, this is hokey shit, but it's Taker. It's okay." And we accept it. I mean, that's just it.
Because it was 10, 11-ish years before he made any significant changes to his character.
Yeah.
And that was short-lived, and he went right back.
Right back to it. And was still doing the goofy... I remember,
Well, there was that transitional from American Badass to Darkness Undertaker. That I honestly really didn't like that Taker. I was okay with Badass.
Yeah.
But it's that kind of like, well, we don't really know.
Yeah.
Yet.
I'm okay with it. We'll
I know, yeah.
But still, I remember like even as late as like 07, I think was when he was feuding with Randy Orton, and they were still doing some goofy kind of, he was like, or maybe it's Mr. I can't remember, Mr. Kennedy or something. But they're talking. I remember like at one point, like Michael Cole gets possessed by Taker, and he's talking with Taker's voice, and it's like 2007. Are you for real?
Yeah.
And guess what? No one talks shit. They're like, well, yeah, it's kind of hokey, but Taker, and we accept it, and that's fine. I mean, I would not have it any other way. Like, I'm glad.
I don't even know what started this. I don't even know where we're at right now.
Let's go back to the match. We're talking about the match. So,
sorry about that.
No, it's all right. No, that's what the show's all about. Well, that's what I love about the show. So anyways, so I guess I'll give my take on some highlights from the match. I guess honestly, we talked about it, and I'll be honest with you. Spoiler alert: I do like the Royal Rumble match better, but in ring wise, this was much better than the other. Because the other one felt like a squash match. It really did. It felt like Yokozuna gets a little bit of offense, but then Taker just kills him. Here, much more even. Like, and I feel like that's good for character weight, in psychology as well, because like Yokozuna would be a little bit better prepared. Like he knows he has to get in there, and he played. Even though he's still scared, like Casket, he has turned that fear now into a weapon. Like, okay, fine, fuck it, I'm stuck.
I feel like that fear should have been more prevalent in the first match,
one. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, he should have been all the stuff. Yeah, all the oh shit, the Kamala type stuff should have been in that first one, and then maybe less in this one. I totally agree with that. So I guess we'll start getting down to the end, I guess, because really the match really. I mean, don't get me wrong. I said it's much better and it's more even, but not really a whole lot of highlights. I mean, it really is pretty much the standard stuff you saw. We get to the end. So initially.
Oh, by the way, Chuck Norris has been standing here
the whole time, and he's watching the match half the time, which irritates me. Like I'm watching this, and they keep kind of doing. When you do like a certain angle, you would see the entrance through the ring, and I'm seeing Chuck Norris watching. I'm like, dude, right now, 10 guys could run through there. You wouldn't see any of them, but whatever.
You're not going to super kick all 10 of them.
No, not all 10 of them. And so we get some commotion, and Al, I can't remember which one comes out first, but like King Kong Bundy comes out. He's now a member of the Million Dollar Corporation, and I'm gonna get in there. He's a little apprehensive. Then Bam Bam Bigelow comes out. And of course, Norris is standing tall. And at this point, they're in the ring.
Well, he's got his feet planted now. Like,
feet is planted now. Yeah, he planted his feet. So at this point now, Taker pretty much had the upper hand. And I want to say he maybe has Yoko. He's either down or he's in it. He's got him, but now the attention's all focused over here. And so now they come out and they're just like. And then Jeff Jarrett comes out.
And these, hold on.
Yeah.
Bam Bam, and King Kong Bundy, huge dudes,
beefy guys,
badass. Well, Bam Bam for sure.
I think King Kong would actually put a good fight. I mean, seriously, he's fat.
And there's a good 15 feet between them and Chuck Norris.
Phil and Froggy leap, and they're just like. We'll stay here. We ain't gonna leave. And then Jeff Jarrett comes out looking cocky as fuck. Oh, I'm coming down there right now. Listen here, Chuck Norris. And so he's walking. And once again, you're just like, it goes back to the original when you had all these big guys in there and like Jeff Jarrett. And it's like, so Fuji paid Jeff. And that's what it makes more sense that no, they did not pay Jarrett. He had to have seen it and be like, oh, I'll get in on this. And he ran out there. And so I'm thinking he's like, in his head, he's like, I did it last, I can do this. So he runs out there. At this point, Bam Bam and King Kong are backing up, and Jarrett gets in there and goes like that. They're jaw jagging, doing a little chin wagging, and then he steps into it and he gets booted right in the fucking chest. Bam! Back! And just floors the motherfucker. Now, according to Pritchard, I think it's him, he said that initially it was supposed to be some sweet chin music. It was supposed to be a super kick.
Yeah.
In the face. But he wore his Walker outfit, jeans. Even though I've seen Hart do it, or not Hart, sorry, HBK do it 1,000 times in jeans. So I don't know if he just knows a better jean guy or what.
Maybe he's just done it a bunch more.
Could be, but I guess Norris couldn't get it up there. But you know what? As much as we're making fun of Jarrett, give it to him because he sold it. Boom, in the chest, and he goes down like he just took the sweet chin music, and he's out. Now, while all this is going on, IRS runs in.
From behind.
Now... Fuck, I was wait till the end to do a whole announcement, but I gotta get it right now. You're sending in somebody stealthily to take out the Undertaker. Like, you're like, okay, here's our plan. We're going to send you guys out there. Okay? You're not really going to get in there. It's decoy. We're going to send the other guy in there. You send out your two biggest members of the corporation to be the decoy, and you send in IRS to be your muscle?
The muscle, yeah.
What? Now, once again, as an adult now, I have really grown to really respect Mike Rotunda because I've been watching a lot of the old NWA stuff, his WCW stuff. The dude's a hell of a fucking wrestler. And
he's got good stock there.
He really, absolutely. Here, and the thing is, right now, he's also been overshadowed by the IRS character. There's never been a moment in IRS's run where you would like, he's a damn good wrestler. JR would occasionally be like, well, he's a, former Syracuse wrestler.
Of course,
And of course, the standard JR stuff we come to know and love. But even as a kid, you're like, who cares? He's a fucking guy wearing a suit and he gets beat up all the time. In my mind, as a kid, as a fan, IRS equaled jobber every step of the way. I'm sorry. And the only time he would ever win...
Really, he just became like a bigger, muscular Virgil.
Kinda. I mean, in all reality. And the only thing he had was that briefcase. So whenever he would win the tag titles or whatever, briefcase. The fact that he even had an IC title match with Razor Ramon, even as a kid, I'm like, dude, you're not even in Razor's league right now. What the fuck? Now, as an adult, I mean, no disrespect. I don't want Bray Wyatt coming here and whoop my ass, or even Bo Dallas for that fact. I respect Mike Rotunda, once again, hell of a wrestler, hell of an in-ring technician. It just never got to shine in WWF. Like, they didn't let him be a technician. He was just a chicken shit heel. But here, the one time they're like, no, he's not. He's going to be the enforcer. And they send him in there, and he does. He beats down Taker, rolls him into the casket, I think. Did he throw him in the casket? Or no, I can't remember. Doesn't matter. Beats him down, and then hightails it out of there.
Yeah, he throws him in there, but the lid's not shut.
Yeah, not shut.
Because he's in there a long time.
And so he hightails it out of there. Yokozuna wakes up, goes to shut it. Of course, Taker's like, nope. I can't remember if he chokeslams him or DTs him or he takes him out, and then he rolls Yokozuna into the coffin.
Which takes forever.
Shuts it. Match over. Did the Druids come out and take it away or not? I can't remember. No, I don't think they do. I think the referees end up rolling it back there because it's a weird, awkward,
they're trying to get it off.
Yeah, it keeps hitting the guardrail. Yep, keeps hitting that. Oh yeah, it's hitting that. So it was an awkward ending, but then Hogan must pose, and we get this in the ring, and the pay-per-view ends. Match finish. I took it last week. You take it this week. What are your final thoughts of the match total?
I'm gonna give it three stars again. For the most part, not a whole lot different.
No,
I mean, and that's usually what we've been running into when we do multiple matches.
From same era, same year, or whatever. Yeah,
and same opponent. The match quality never really goes up or down too much.
No.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing in this case.
No, absolutely not. Yeah,
but I will agree with you. Like in ring, and it was better.
Yeah.
Like it was better, but I think the story was better before when it was still kind of new.
Yeah.
And I'm not really following the story. I know, because I know you do a lot more research, but it's like, why didn't they do this SummerSlam? Or before, because I know he was, he had to be out for a while. That was a neat way to bring him back. I understand that, but it's like, goddamn, it's 8-9 months or whatever.
Well, I think the problem too
11 months
with that as well is the fact that I get why, but then why'd you let Yokozuna drop so much? Because I think that's the big thing. Taker comes back. You gotta have that big return. So if he's gonna come back in the summer, fine. SummerSlam comes back, destroys fake Taker, or should have destroyed him. And then he goes right back to Yokozuna, but it's like, Yokozuna wasn't doing shit. Yokozuna was literally just almost forgotten. And the only thing that kind of brought him back was this match, really. So,
but you don't see a lot of storylines take huge breaks like that and then just resume.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I'm not saying, if Undertaker had been out of action for that entire 11 months. That's different. But for both competitors to still be active in the company doing things.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're back together again,
I agree to a certain extent. Like I said, I feel like that was the only thing that kind of takes a little bit of the luster away. Because, initially, he's a world champion.
Oh, yeah.
But then it's now it's just I I get this. I mean, I think the story makes sense. Taker wants his revenge.
It goes back to what you said before. He don't give a fuck about that title.
No. And clearly, he's going right after.
Yeah.
He could have easily went like, Hart, I am dominating right now. I headlined your pay-per-view. Give me that title. No, he wants revenge. I just feel like they kind of dropped the ball on Yoko.
This wasn't Revenge of the Taker.
This was not Revenge of the Taker. Oh, wait till we get there, buddy. But no, I feel like they kind of dropped the ball of Yoko. And I'm not saying like give him another world title shot. I feel like you could have had him consistently dominating though. Like it's like one of those things where you could have easily done a little thing where it's like Jack Tunney's like, listen, give him a return match, or I don't know if they did that as much back then or not, but for whatever reason, Brett still wins it. They're like, okay, listen, you went for the tag titles, you lost that, you didn't get that. You need to start rebuild, and even like Cornette could have been, okay, we're going to rebuild, and then start fitting jobbers or lower level guys and work. So keep him, but they literally took him off. Like SummerSlam, he had nothing, and it was just like, well, what's he doing this whole time? So it just seemed like
that's like, man, that run ended quick.
Yeah, I mean, well, he had a good run top line because they knew 92 to 92 he's building up, and then all 93 main eventer, and then half of 94. So I mean, he had a decent run. I just feel like they should at least extend it a little bit longer. Not title, but just his run.
But if you think about it, like as far as him being still at the on a top level, it's like maybe this is the wrong way to put it, but from like a kayfabe or storyline perspective, it's like he's been dominating. He's got wins over the whole goddamn roster, like just running through people, and he's a huge dude. He beats Undertaker. Like, where do you go from there? Like,
yeah, no, I agree. That's what I'm saying. It is kind of like you kind of put yourself in the corner there because then it is this kind of like, well, clearly they're not going to put the title back on.
There's nowhere to go.
Hart has to keep going. You have to keep going back down. And so I get that. I feel like they just let him go too far down.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They should have. I'm not saying give him an icy title run. I'm just saying they could at least put him in there against Razor, Diesel, whoever the hell the icy champion was at the time. I think it was Razor. You could at least attempted that just so, and then you could have ended it at DQ. Because once again, at that point, Razor was feuding with Diesel and Michaels. You could have had them like, no, we want the title. We don't want to fight Yoko. Fuck that. You could have done that and had them like call it DQ or whatever the case could be. Because Michaels at that time was like a little weasel, and so he would always screw shit up, but then he'd always be able to talk his way out. Like, listen, I didn't mean that. Like, it's a mistake. Yeah. Let's work together. We can, and so you could have easily done that. And honestly, it would have just been one pay-per-view. SummerSlam could have been Razor versus Yoko. I'm not saying it would have been great. It would have been a bad match though, because Razor can work like a motherfucker. Yeah. Yoko can clearly work. So it's like it wouldn't have been bad. So I don't know. Like I said, these are just nitpicks though. This is clearly. Sorry, yeah. So there you go. Go back. I cut off your thing there. So
that's about it. I mean, I just like I said, it's 25 years old, 26 years old. I didn't watch it much then, so I don't even have like a nostalgic kind of memory of it. And like I said, I'm not doing as much research. I just kind of watch the matches, and but it's like just that storyline continuing 11 months later.
Yeah.
When for most of that time, both of those guys were there.
Yeah.
How come Taker didn't just say, "Dude, I want you now"?
Yeah, yeah. Like, fuck waiting for November. Let's just do it. I just took out fucking Faker.
Okay. I'm gonna make my return. Maybe I'm not ready to come back, but $1 Million Man's brought this son of a bitch in here. I gotta do something.
Gotta do something. Yeah, I got
beat him. Okay, I'm back now. Yoko.
Of course, you know what? From the Daniel kayfabe perspective, maybe he did, and Jack Tunney's like, whoa, we're not just gonna give this away on TV. SummerSlam or Survivor Series. Next big pay-per-view. We'll do it then. So
I keep forgetting that like they only had a few pay-per-views a year.
5 at this point, yeah. So
we're not getting that every month.
Exactly. So I think that's probably what it is more than anything else. And of course, they knew how to milk shit better back then because it wasn't just like let's give it all right now and Monday Night Raw. For me, I will also go 3 stars. So we'll even this out at 3 because I feel like match-wise better. Much better, I think, honestly. I like the more competitive matchup here. I didn't want a Yoko squash or a Taker squash match again. So I do like the more competitive nature. I do agree with you, though. They definitely should have did more the Frady Cat vibe in the first one, but not enough to really kind of hurt it or anything. My gripes always going to go back to the story. And not necessarily the story that of, leading up to it. Because, once again, I think everything is in place. This is the next logical step. I want my win back. I'm coming after you. I'm going to put your ass in the fucking casket and shut it. It's the logic behind it, because once again, At this point, Yoko has no connection with the $1 Million Corporation. Now, you can assume that Fuji is like, hey, you're a businessman, I'm a businessman, I need help. Royal Rumble 94, he gets 10 motherfuckers to run out there and attack.
And it takes every single one of them.
Now, that's fine. That makes sense. And we praised it. And that's why I gave it the big 4 last time. That's why he got 3.5 overall rating instead of 3. This time, he hires DiBiase. And DiBiase don't even use the whole corporation. He uses 3 people from it. And that's it. And then he gets Jarrett. Once again, I'm going to go with you on that one. He didn't even pay Jarrett. Jarrett's just like, hey, Joe, what's up this time?
These guys doing this standard. I'm gonna fight.
Exactly.
I'm gonna kick his ass.
So that's what I'm looking at. So I'm just like, so you didn't have any backup, no Japanese mercenaries, no Crush, which I'm not sure if Crush is still in the company at this point or not. Yeah, he was, because he's in a 95 Royal Rumble. So no Crush, yeah, because he was in a match earlier, sorry, my bad. So no Crush, no others. You just hired these 3, and that was it. And it's like, then those 3 get down there. Those first two get down there, and Chuck Norris is there. Now, don't get me wrong. I'll still go into it. Fine, I'll use 94 Daniels logic. Legitimate badass. Yes, he's a Hollywood actor now, but guess what? He's a black belt. He can run.
Yeah.
Okay, once you get past those kicks, if you can block it you get on him, boom. If he takes the first guy out, then you send in a couple more, and maybe 3
That's what I was
4
gonna say.
5.
Send that 10 people down again.
And so,
a couple of them are going to get kicked. Sorry, guys.
Jarrett, you're going to get kicked regardless. But guess what?
But he can't.
Exactly. You beat him down like Taker last year. And I mean, hopefully they wouldn't let him be as strong as Taker. So hopefully it wouldn't take 10 people. Whatever. Beat him down, and then Taker. And even then, you could do the story where, like, yes, they're weakened from Norris, and now Taker's just a little smarter. So now maybe a couple of Druids pop out, or maybe just Taker with a chair. Fuck you, bam, bam, whatever. You could have done any of that. And they didn't. And from a logical standpoint, from a kayfabe standpoint, whatever, that makes 0 sense. And it's almost like they just didn't want Yokozuna to win. It's almost like Cornette and Fuji are just like, we're about done with this, right? Like, this feels like it's ran course, so I don't even care anymore. And it's just like, it makes no sense. The fact that I mentioned earlier, IRS is their muscle. It sets up a match, so whatever, but it's like, he is the guy. You could have sent in Bam Bam and King Kong from behind. You could have sent in Crush. You could have sent in literally anybody. You sent in IRS. And once again, I've already went through my thing. So it's like, but you send IRS. You send the business guy with a suit and tie in there? Why? And then they don't even stick around. The first time, the 10 stay there. They make sure the match is over. Beat him down. Put him in there.
Yeah.
Shut it. Bell rings. Okay, we got paid. Let's get out of here. Here, they're just like, shit, Chuck Norris. But hey, IRS went in there, beat him up a little bit, and threw him in there. We're good? Let's get out of here. What? No sense. And that, to me, really lowers it for that. And that's why it can't be a perfect 4-star for me. But I do think that the in-ring work was really good. The match was good. And honestly, the story's not bad leading into it. It's just these little details that they really pay attention to the first time. They just didn't do it this time. That's what kind of hurt us. That's why I got dropped down to 3. But once again, it's still an entertaining match. I mean, I'm not like... It wasn't a chore to watch like Taker versus Taker. And like, that match really was like, fuck me. Like, even if you know the results, if it's a good match, you're enjoying it. Here, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck about any of this. Like, hurry up. Let's ring that bell. Here, you're still watching. You're still enjoying it. It's still funny to see, Jeff Jarrett take a kick. So it's just like, it is what it is. So yeah, that's where I'm at on this one. Aftermath. Let's talk about that. This would be Yokozuna's last touch of main event. Like, he was done after this. He would go on to have a little bit of success. Him and Owen would team up and win the tag titles against Smoking Guns at WrestleMania 11. It's funny because I didn't know it then, but looking back now, you could tell that he was almost in an Andre the Giant type stage of his life. Even though he wasn't that old, he was getting so big that he couldn't quite maneuver. Yeah. And Owen Hart was his Haku. So the tag matches would be Owen Hart fighting the entire fucking time, and then do that tag at the end so Yoko could come in and beat him. And same thing the Colossal Connection did. Haku would do everything, tagging to Andre. And that was their formula. And I didn't know that when I was a kid, but watching it back now, I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. That would eventually lead to Camp Cornette with British Bulldog, and then later on Yoko would be ousted and Vader would come in, and it is what it is. But it's just kind of sad, 'cause I mean, not sad. I mean, he had a decent, good run, a better run than most heel monsters would ever get in WWF. So I mean, it's like he did pretty good. 2-time world champion.
Yeah, most of the time the heel monsters, when they get beat by the babyface monster.
Yeah, once Hogan beats you, you're gone. You're out. So no, he had a good run. 2-time world champion. My boy Razor never got that. So I mean, clearly Yoko has nothing to be ashamed about during this run. I guess it's for me personally. I just felt like he had so much more going for him, and I just felt like you could have used him more. But I guess they felt like his services were no longer needed. Taker, on the other hand,
I think he had severe, obviously, but
that was really what
severe weight issues, and I think Pritchard's mentioned it before. I think it was Yoko he was talking about. Yoko would flat out refuse to like.
Oh, Riss, I didn't know that. To try to get something back in shape or whatever.
Or they'd send him off somewhere to get in shape and do something, and he would just half-ass it. And
so there it is.
He would actually just get bigger.
See, every time I always have like a. What this guy didn't do? It's always drugs, or he just doesn't want to exercise.
Research that, Mick, but I'm pretty sure it has something. I mean, it definitely has its weight issues, but I'm going to say that it's he just refused.
That that probably is true, because like I said, I've heard it was the weight issues.
Either refused to or just couldn't.
Couldn't. See, that's why I took it more as he couldn't, but it may be he just didn't, or maybe a mixture of both. Maybe one of those things where at first he was just like, I'm done, and then by the time it's like 99, he's like, okay, I'll do it. And it's like. Too late now. Like now you're way. Because the last time I saw him wrestle was that Heroes of Wrestling, and dude,
in like black tank top and sweatpants,
and he just looked horrible. And
he didn't even get in the ring.
Couldn't wrestle. Couldn't move. Like he just couldn't move. Like
maybe he did, but I think
he did. But he was not.
Yeah.
Nearly. I mean,
get back to your Andre comparison.
Exactly. And here it's more accurate. Like, at least in 95, 96, he was in there moving around. But here it's like, nope.
Well, I mean, you go from like, I will always praise the guy for being that huge and that agile. Mm-hmm. And I mean, even like, when he'd take a big bump, right back up.
Like, oh, yeah.
He wasn't like...
Exactly.
What I mean, unless he was selling something.
Exactly, but legitimately, if he had to get up, he can get back up. So it wasn't like he was.
And he would have decent length matches too.
Yeah.
I mean, you think.
Well, Yoko went on Hart, and they had a good run at WrestleMania 9 and 10. So it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy can go. I mean, it wasn't like an endurance thing. He had the endurance.
It's just sad to see that.
It's that potential.
6 short years, like.
Yeah, I mean that's it. That was his career, but once again,
I think he died. I think he was over 7.
Yeah, he was.
Because I just think
it was shortly after that Heroes of Wrestling. That was like 99, I think, 99, 2000. So I mean, it wasn't that long.
Yeah.
Compared to this, wasn't that long after his WWF run. So I mean, yeah, it sucks, but then going on to Taker now. Taker would. Basically start his big feud with the $1 Million Corporation, and as a kid, I hated it because, like everything else, every time I thought, okay, he got rid of the guys he's sick of, world title, and then now it's like, nope, now he's got to fight the corporation, and there's like a shit ton of them now, and so that's the start, and that's basically what 95 is going to be for the most part, is him fighting the corporation. So. Strap in for that. Which, of course...
Not the corporation.
Not the corporation.
We'll get there.
The $1 Million Corporation, which seems cheaper than the actual corporation.
Well, that was the $1 billion corporation.
That's exactly what it was.
You think we'll ever have a $1 billion man?
Man, how has no one done that? Yeah, you're right.
$1 billion man just seems like, ooh, big deal.
Yeah, now he's just like, yeah, come on, that's not a big deal. But yeah, so then...
Vince has got to have a copyright on that somewhere. Just sitting on his shelf, just
whiteboard.
So nobody else can do
it. So anyways, but yeah, so then the next week will be him and IRS, and that's stemmed from this. So any other final thoughts on the Survivor Series?
Not really. I mean, no. I mean,
we did pretty good.
Solid match.
Yeah,
solid.
It really was.
Yep.
Absolutely was. So, all right, well, guys, that's all we got. Tune in. And actually, we're getting pretty close. Next week will probably be the last. I know we just got back from a big break, earlier in the month, but we're actually getting to the end of the season finale, and next week will be the last episode until we do it. We're doing a little special, we're doing a little countdown thing after that. But yeah, this will be it for a while. So we really do want to thank.
We're going to pad our season with a clip show, like everybody.
Exactly. We're on fall suit, So well, we thank you guys for joining us, and like I said, we'll be back. I've been cool having it here for last month. I think we're gonna probably head back to the old area, the old studio.
Come on
down. We don't need fart jokes. We're definitely a little higher than that, but I just dropped like 3 of them there. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Till next time.
Oh, shit. Didn't always run, sorry. Hi. Thank you for watching that video. Be sure to give us a thumbs up, share it, subscribe to our channel. All that good stuff you do right here on YouTube, go ahead and do it. Check out our other videos. Go to our playlist. We got episodes of TPS TV, Journey Through the Darkside. We got a new show coming out, the horror movie review with Daniel Richardson. This guy. And of course, our short film, Entropy. You can find all that and more right here on YouTube. And then check out, yeah, look at that. All of our social media right there. And we don't just, copy and paste like the same post and put it on all. No, that's ridiculous. 3 different platforms, 3 different posts. I mean, the behind the scenes stuff you see on Twitter will not be the same stuff you see on Instagram. So there you go, right there. So be sure to give us a follow and a like on all that right there. Keep up to date. Have you seen Unspeakable Acts yet? No? Come on. Pick you up the DVD right now. Links over there. Oh, yeah. It's only $7. $3 shipping and handling. And of course, if you've already seen it and you haven't seen the Public Domain Dungeon yet, boom, $5 DVD right there. So 5 S&P as well. Or sorry, 3 S&P as well. So there you go. Do that. And if you got the spare change, you want to hit us up, donate a little bit over here to TPS Productions. Our Patreon is right there. Oh, yeah. So that's all we... Oh, my God. Sorry. I'm getting fired, ain't I? Yeah, that's all we got. Thank you for watching.